Well, Christian, you come from a very athletic family, but your mom might have been the best athlete in the family, do you think?
Yeah, she's definitely the most athletic. We always give her the crown. That meant she was going to make us dinner. If we said anything else, it was on our own, so she gets the crown.
What do you think you took from her athletically and in your temperament?
Yeah,
because everybody talks about your dad being an NFL player, but I know your mom had.
She was an amazing soccer player. She ran track too, and a lot of quick twitch, a lot of speed, and very feisty. So definitely the tone setter of the family.
And do you think you took some of that feistiness onto the field from her?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know if I'll ever be at that level, but I hope if I took a little bit of that, I'll be good to go.
Well, how was it playing or growing up and your dad was an NFL player? What did you learn about the game from him?
Man, it was awesome, and I don't think I realized how fortunate I was kind of until my later years, and just what an open book he was for all of us. I had 3 brothers, and we were always doing things together, whether it was 2-on-2 basketball or knee football, and to have a resource like that, to not just be able to go to him with anything regarding football, but to have a dad who when he played, who did it the right way, who knew what it meant to sacrifice for your teammates, to be a good person off the field. We were all just so lucky growing up to have him as a dad.
So your dad's an NFL player, your mom's an All-American. What kind of dreams did you have growing up? Did you see yourself in the NFL as a young kid?
Yeah, my brothers, we all wanted to play in the NFL. We all wanted to just play big-time football as long as we could. We played multiple sports, so I don't think until the 7th or 8th grade it was football for me. When it was basketball season, I wanted to be a point guard. When it was baseball season, I wanted to play shortstop. But, I think we all had big visions of playing in the pros, but at the same time, I felt like we did a great job of focusing on, what we had to accomplish now in the present.
So you go to Stanford, you have a great career there, and then you're drafted in the first round by the Carolina Panthers. And it seems like things are going really well. Tell me about just being in Carolina those first few years.
Yeah, I learned a lot, grew a lot. I got to play with some amazing players, the Luke Kuechly's, the Cam Newtons, the Greg Olsons, Ryan Khalil, Julius Peppers, Jonathan Stewart was in my running back room. So I was very fortunate to have some great veterans when I came in who showed us all the ropes and got to learn from them and see what it meant to take care of your body, what it meant to watch film and how you do all those things. So I was very blessed and fortunate to play in Carolina for the time that I did, and had some ups and downs, but overall I think I learned so much, grew as a player, grew as a person. I'm thankful for my time there.
Yeah, and you're very productive. Things are going well. You've kind of made a home there, and then suddenly they call you and say, we've traded you. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, I don't know if you can ever plan for something like that. That whole week I was preparing to play Tampa Bay, and I'd heard rumors, but nothing's true till it is. And for me, I just was focusing on, practice, treatment, get ready to go, regardless of what's going to happen. I'm going to play on Sunday. That was a goal of mine after going through some injuries, to just play in every game. And so I was just trying to get my body, get my mind ready to play, and got the call Thursday night at around 11 o'clock p.m. You're traded. Was on a flight at about 7 the next morning. Practiced Friday for the Niners and played the Chiefs at home on Sunday. So there was a lot of emotions that came in at once, and as you know, there wasn't a lot of time to address the emotions because I just had to learn the plays as quickly as possible.
But it's one thing to know that the 49ers want you and they're giving up some things because they want you. But on the other side of the coin, does it hurt a little bit to leave the team that drafted you?
Definitely, yeah. Any competitor would agree with that. Anytime somebody's, saying we think you're more valuable somewhere else, and we think this is more valuable than having you here. It hurts, it stings. I had a home there. I still thought we're going to win a lot of games. So for me, it hurt a lot. But looking back, man, I'm so fortunate to be here. I'm so blessed to be a part of a special team like this, who has so many great coaches and great players, and I think it all works out for the best.
So you're flying out here on Friday, and I hear from the team, it was you that said, hey, I need to play. I need to be in this game. How do you play with 2 days of practice?
Yeah, it was a goal of mine to play in every game, and I was adamant about that. I wanted to play, and I felt like 2 days was enough to learn a little bit, and Kyle's creative mind got going a little bit, and I think I had a couple red zone plays, knew a few of the runs. And
How
so
many plays did they have for you that you actually knew?
I think it was like 10 to 12 that I actually knew. I think I ended up being up there for 20. So 8 of them I was sitting there, and then Jimmy was great at the time. He's telling me what I had to do. I'm like, hey man, I'm just gonna run full speed. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong full speed. So, but it ended up working out.
Tell me about this locker room when you got here and the guys that are here, because it seems like you got a special group of guys.
Yeah, the culture is amazing. You can kind of tell that they had built that, and it was so structured. It was such a positive environment from the top down, and I think it showed in the way that the guys played, how loose they were in the locker room, but how detailed they were in the meetings out on the, practice field. And man, I was so fortunate. They welcomed me in with open arms. I got traded. This GM of the Panthers called me. John Lynch called me. And then George Kittle was my third call. So it just kind of shows you what kind of team that they had already. And like I said, spent a lot of time as soon as I got there with Coach Turner, Bobby Turner, and just trying to get up to speed as quick as possible. And I just couldn't have asked for a better support cast and a better team to come and welcome me in. So I was thankful.
A lot of people aren't familiar with the name Bobby Turner, but he's your running back coach. He's coached a bunch of great backs. What have you taken from Coach Turner? How has he helped you?
Oh man, he's the best. Me and Juice always talk about how fortunate we are to be in that room because, like you said, man, there's so much wisdom. He's coached so many great backs, and it's no shock that he's coached so many great backs because all those backs had him as his coach.
Does he work you?
Oh yeah, no, he's the hardest on you, but when you do it his way, you're right. And that's kind of what I've realized is he's taught me so much. Even in coming into my sixth and a half year when I first got here, I didn't know all the things I didn't know until I got with him and just learned exactly what it meant to be detailed, what it meant to work, how focused he is on the details, and what it means to be pushed at the running back position. And he just gets the best out of every single one of his players. And he's a guy that, I'm so thankful I get to be in that room with.
This is a great system for running backs. How long did it take, or were you involved in, hey, I can do some of these things, I can do this a little different, or was that Coach Shanahan kind of unlocking things that you do well?
No, I mean, I came in and I learned the offense as best of my ability, but I adjust to them. They've had so many great backs over the years, and I figured whatever they're doing is working, so.
But now I see you doing things that I haven't seen other backs in this system do. Motioning out of the backfield, running routes, catching passes. When did all that come into play?
Well, I think it's constantly coming into play. Every week there's some new stuff coming in, and which keeps it fun. It keeps it fresh because you're always learning. And I think with Kyle's creativity and understanding how to get guys in space, whether you're at Z, you're at H, you're at F. Just understanding the concept of the play and being able to not just have a play installed to a run right, but having 10 different plays off of that and making them look the same. And so the biggest thing in this offense for me was understanding the purpose on why he's calling plays, because there is a reason for every single play, and I think that's what makes him so great.
What do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy running up inside, running outside, motioning out of the backfield, catching balls? You're doing a lot of things. What's the most fun for you?
Whatever's working. Whatever's working. Yeah, I don't have any preferences.
You just like to have the ball in your hands.
Whenever the ball, and I think too, the thing that's so special about this offense is how much pride they take in playing without the ball, and that's something Bobby Turner always focuses on. But there is these, subtle competitions on who can block their guy the best when you're, push cracking a safety or you're kicking out an end, and so that's part of the thing that makes it so fun, because when you have so many, dynamic guys with the ball in their hands, it's those plays that make the, plays that might be 8-10 yards turn into home runs. So.
And that mentality, that's something special. You can see it when you watch you guys. You have a lot of talented players, but there's so much unselfishness. Did you feel that right away when you got here?
Absolutely. I think it's obviously a testament to the players, but it's also coached, and it's something that's emphasized. And for the coaches and Kyle to get that out of everybody is special.
Well, let's talk about these Cowboys for a little bit now. Very dynamic front seven, great defense, speed. What's the challenge attacking these guys?
Yeah, I mean, they have challenges all over the field. You know, obviously they got a great pass rush. They fly to the ball well. They're great at causing turnovers, so taking care of the ball, obviously a big emphasis. But, you know, for us, it's just about executing the play, you know, kind of dictating the tempo and protecting the ball. I think that's always big. But just eliminating our mistakes and going out there and playing the ball we know how to.
When you play a team that does get the takeaways and you talk about protecting the ball, is there anything you do differently in practice this week because of that?
No, you know, I think every week is an emphasis to protect the ball. You know, we don't change up a lot other than the game plan and just executing the play that's called. You know, each play has a life of its own, so go out there and try to win every rep and just keep doing it and see what happens at the end.
When you've watched tape on these guys and you see number 11, Micah Parsons, what do you see?
Man, he's special. You know, he's a dynamic athlete. You can line him up anywhere. Obviously a great pass rusher. Plays really well and really hard in the run. So, you know, he's a big challenge that, you know, you're going to have to always have an eye on.
You're kind of new to this rivalry. Have the veterans talked to you a little bit about Dallas, San Francisco and what that means, or did you get a feel of that last year?
Yeah, I think we got a good feel last year. Obviously going back in time and just looking at the history of football, you know, in all the different games and how big of a game it is. And I think whenever those games happen, you know, it's a rivalry game, it's a big game, at home, Sunday night, all these things. I don't think it changes your preparation. You prepare the exact same you do every week, and then whatever emotions come with it, you just let them come naturally.
You, Dallas, Philadelphia, probably the top 3 teams in the NFC right now. Is there anything special, anything said this week about, hey, this game could determine a lot down the road, or is this just Dallas, San Francisco?
Yeah, for us, we just want to be 5-0. You know, being 4-0 is a big deal, and so we want to be 5-0. We want to win every week because it's the next game.
People talk about you and they marvel at your toughness, and I've read stories about you running angry, things like that. But your inner persona is gentle. So tell me how you can be kind of a gentle guy and a physical running back.
Yeah, I think when it comes to playing the position, you know, you have to have access to so many different emotions, and each play might require something different. Sometimes you might have to, you know, access something where you got to feel something to go and run somebody over. Sometimes you got to move a little bit more swiftly and patient. And so to be able to have access to all those and know when to put them out is challenging, but that's the art of it, and that's what's so fun about it. So I don't know if it's angry, it's just free. You know, you're out there, you're free. You're able to be yourself completely. You prepare the best you can. You know, you study the installs and all of the different things you have to study so that when you go out there, you know, you're not trying to put on any emotion, just whatever comes naturally, you let that take over. And that's what's so amazing about football and why I love it so much, is because I do feel free. I feel like I'm out there just being completely myself, and any emotion that comes to me, whether it's angry or you're talking smack or it's completely natural.
Do you talk smack out there?
I don't know, every once in a while, yeah. You know, I mean, like I said, if it happens, it happens. But, you know, I think that's the beauty of football, is you can be completely yourself and free.
Yeah. Well, what's the ceiling for this football team? It seems like you guys have it rolling. What do you think is in the future of this team?
Yeah, I think, you know, there is no ceiling. I think for us, it's all about continuing to uphold the standard week to week. You know, try not to look too far in the future, but just focus on the right now and the present, and doing the best we can to execute each week. You and Brock Purdy have not lost a game that you've played the whole game together. It seems like you've got a special chemistry that just happened. Tell me about Brock and his relationship with you. Yeah, he's incredible. You know, I think everyone talks about the weapons and the O-line and the defense and all these things, but it starts with him. And to know we have him at quarterback gives everybody confidence, because we know not only is he going to do his job, but he's going to play, you know, above expectations and beyond the X's and O's. So he's someone that, you know, when I got traded, we were doing walkthroughs together on the turf, and he was the third-string quarterback, just rookie, last pick of the draft. And to kind of see the confidence and swagger that he presents himself with, it rubs off on everybody else. So we're happy 13's our quarterback.
Yeah, it's amazing you say that. I actually played for the Niners Joe Montana's first year, and we could see that in Joe early on. When did you know that Brock was going to be special?
As soon as he stepped on the field and started balling, I think everybody was like, okay, we got a quarterback. Talking with the defensive guys, they all were extremely high on him because he was the scout team guy and he was balling, I guess, in training camp and OTAs. So they had extremely high praise for him. And so while I'm new, I don't know anything about a lot of things coming in, and so I had no idea. But seeing the demeanor of the defensive guys and seeing like they had a little bit of a smirk on their face, like watched and saw what happened, and man, he's been special to watch.
It seems like you guys have connected. Do you read each other really well?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I think, when you have such a great quarterback, he connects well with everybody. He's able to put the ball exactly where it's supposed to go, and then when something's not there, create plays on his own. And so I think that's what makes him so good is he connects with whoever's open in the play.
Last year's playoff game, very hard fought, very tough. What do you take from that game, and what do you remember from that game?
Yeah, it was a 4-quarter game, that's for sure. When you're playing a team like this who has great coaches and great players, you know it can come down to the final drive. And for us, it's just about taking care of the ball and continuing to, chop wood, really, and minimize mistakes and go forward. That game, obviously, you never know what can happen. And so I try not to focus on anything else other than just executing the task at hand. But they came out hard. We knew they would, and they will again this week. And fought the whole game. Like I said, they have great players, and it's going to come down to who makes more plays.
In the fourth quarter, right?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.